Alright, let's get a flyer. And then they showed a dragoon. The dragoon being... Oh, spear fighter? Okay. That's a little less exciting. They showed a dragoon. And the dragoon basically seemed like a wyvern lord. And it was this blonde guy who has been shown in the background before. And people definitely had theories about this guy. And the theories were proven correct. It was Sedith. Who I don't know why I didn't think of him being in this game, but he absolutely is. In a playable capacity. Which has, I wrote down huge dragoon blonde Sedith. And then I said, we are on hashtag Flaney Watch. Spearmaster is probably who I was thinking of. Yeah, Sedith is, wyvern kind of by default. And he comes late enough that, it's tough to make him anything else. You can, but... a little tougher. I didn't get my flyer. And then after Flaney Watch, they showed what they are calling free time. Right after they showed a 4-square unit. There is free time where you can hang around the complex or you can go out on the world map. And I said, this looks a lot like a game that I'm playing. It's your classic 100-line mode. You gotta, except it's not actually. There's a big calendar. There's a calendar in this game. Wee woo, wee woo. It seems like you get X amount of days, but the days are really just a point system, essentially, from what I could tell, where you can, spend time to do X action, pretty much, in between each, story beat, I guess. That's how I interpreted it. And one of the... I wrote down everything you can do, actually. You can go to the arena, which is just a sparring match where you can just level up like regular. They tend to have that in most Fire Emblems. Nothing too weird there. Next was the Spectate. Which I did already talk about a little. Again, you can research your opponents. I wrote down oh, is there maybe a random element to the battles? Maybe they're not totally scripted. I think I have to go up and then back down. Unless... oh. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right! This would have been useful. Ah, brain. We never have to... Okay, remind me that I have this. We never have to walk back to a Pokemon Center ever again. That's a huge time save. And it's great for the challenge. You know what we could do? Oh, man. That wouldn't be in the spirit of the... Black 2 side of things. I was gonna say, what if we rolled for each Elite Four member? That'd be easy, though. But it could be fun. Maybe they ban it in there. But it wouldn't make sense with the other side, with the Paprika side. So I'm not gonna do that. Would I like to buy Wishing Stones? Yeah, dude. You can buy these? I don't know why I just did that. Lava cookies? Yeah, lady. But that's Spectate. There's the Shopping Arcade, which is just the shop and the forge and all that. I did lose at Pokemon, but I won't lose at life. Whoa! This is emerald content here. Yeah, they didn't give me much gusto. Yo. The song goes. Ba-boop, ba-boop, ba. Good. There was the temple row, which is like you can do chores, which I think is basically like your, they had this in, oh, raw. Did I get the Pokeball? I have an Ultra Ball. You can do chores, which are like the, they had chores in Three Houses as well. They didn't do what these do. They had them in Three Hopes as well. I forget what they did in that other than support. But here, it seems like you pick a unit or whatever, and they do the chore, and you get consumables from the gods. Which is interesting. I don't know how often I'll do that. I'm pretty anti-consumable, sorry. But I don't know, there's probably, you might get support points too. There might be some, you know, other benefits to it. And it might just be, you know, fun flavor to do every now and then. They showed the certification exams, and I don't know about you guys. I thought this menu looked a billion times better than what we had in the houses. I loved the certification exam menu. I thought it looked great. Torkoal. I don't know, what do we want to name him? Look at that sprite. I also noticed that there were a bunch of fancy pants class names, which are gonna take forever to get used to. I'm not gonna know what any of these classes are. They renamed everything for the sake of flavor, which I'm all for, it's fun. But definitely gonna have to figure out what they all are. There are quests. There's a quest system that's back, but they look a little more like real and fun, and not just like get a bunch of Brutus. I'm down for that. Bit of a Brutus. There are quests in the game, but the quests seem like you actually like talk to NPCs and there's a little life to them. And it's not just some stupid like menu. That's a little boring. That's fun. Calm Magma Hideout. And there also seem to be some quests that come from the story, maybe? There was definitely a cutscene of that Salel guy sneaking around. Like out of the castle or whatever to ask a favor. And they were framing it like it was a quest, so I don't think it was like required or part of the story. So there might be, you know, some like fun characterization in there, or I don't know. Yet to be seen, but it seems like there's a substantial quest system now, which is cool. Maybe bring a little life to the world. They talked about recruiting, and they showed a few new characters. Actually, one new character and one character we had seen, I believe. Sounded like Luis, maybe. Didn't listen too closely to any of the voices. Again, I just thought I heard Richard Epcar at one point. There was Noctula. She was like a short-haired blue chick. She seemed kind of generic design-wise, but she seemed kind of like a gutsy punch girl, which I can definitely get behind. And then they showed Nine. Love me a girl, true. They showed Nine, who we have definitely seen, and she definitely has like the plot green. She definitely has plot green hair. She has that flaney Sedith green. So people are really speculating who or what she might be. She may also bear a crest of significance. But she looks cool. I described her as the Pandoria Griever Lady. And definitely probably a dragon. That is what I wrote about her. That's the vibe I get from her. Oh, they had Houndoom in here? People are theorizing something about her. I guess I won't say what, but I feel like you can probably connect the dots. I don't think, but maybe. That's not a hidden item. I don't think. I think related, but I don't think. What did we find? I'll tell you if you beat me. And then they showed inns, which seems to be their replacement almost for the lectures in Three Houses, from what I could gather. But a little more at your own pace. Like, you get to choose when you do it, and you get to choose how much to allocate. You pass time to allocate almost like skill points, I guess. And build support. So that's pretty cool. They showed someone named Youngji, a monk. He looked cool. He looked really cool. Between him and like the Kyoshika guy, much like there's the girl from the West with the gun, there seemed to be some more like Eastern-inspired, like an Eastern-inspired nation, which I think was implied to exist in Three Houses, with like the Mortal Savant. And I think like the Woe Dao. I think there was some flavor text. So they're definitely like expanding the world, which is cool. They showed off supports a little bit. I think it was speculated or somebody noticed that there's like a meter now. You can like track supports, which I think is a much needed thing. I think that's a very welcome addition. So you can see how far along, you are on someone's B support and how close you are to A or something like that. I wrote down that Esmeralda is the light of Dietrich's crew. I think they showed some funny cutscene of her. Oh, they were showing some supports. I think there's a funny dynamic there between, what is his retainer's name? I forget his retainer's name, but Dietrich, his retainer, and Esmeralda, I think is a Fabio. They have like a pretty funny dynamic, I think, just like out of the gate. Lillian seems to be a character who wants a raise. This is just a support, but I'm making assumptions about the characters based on their single lines of dialogue. I think Lillian's just around for the money. Next they showed a bathhouse mechanic, which I'm gonna guess is just the same as the sauna in Three Houses. And they showed the Olympia and Lita bath scene, and I was like, yo. There they are. I assume it's for stat boosts. Maybe supports as well, because it looked like you could send like 2 people. Stovius. I like this little magma sprite. What? You rouse my suspicion. And next they showed, I think, the most fascinating part of the entire presentation, IMO, because this flipped everything we thought we knew about the game on its head. They showed the Pale Raven's Perch. And I was like, what the heck is this? Is this that stupid owl from Fire Emblem Heroes? What is this? Is he going to give me points to gotcha pull? I think people like that owl. I don't know anything about the heroes. But no. Do you want to know what it is? It's that you can switch whatever story you're playing and switch to another one of the paths and play the story in parallel. So essentially what they said here is, no, you don't have to play the game 4 times and do 4 different stories. This is one story with 4 viewpoints. Kind of like Echoes, but bigger, I guess. I'm personally super into this. I don't want to play 300 hours of Fortune's Weave. I already have a 300-hour Fire Emblem game that I'm not done with. So I'm personally happy that it's like this. And I will probably be going between the 4 on my first run through. We'll see how it is. Yeah, I mean, we need to know how it works. Here's the thing about it. When they showed this, I was like, what is the real point of this when you can just have multiple save files? There has to be like a... There has to be a reason for this. And I thought like, well... It like saves your progress. Are you all pulling from the same resources? Like, is it... Do your actions as Kai, like, affect the other 3? Like, if I recruit, like, Joey Spoilers on Kai's route, is he, like, off the table for everyone else? Is he on his team when you face him with everyone else? Like, what happens? Are there items that you take as, like, one character and the others can't get it? Like, are your actions affecting the whole scope? And that's the only reason I could see such a mechanic being like anything. And if so, how are they going to pull that off? That seems insanely ambitious. But like, if not, what's the point? Like, I just don't know what it is if not that. But we still don't know for certain the mechanics of it. There are still questions. It will be a lot of game to play no matter what. So if it's just one plot line to play 4 times, I don't mind like playing it once bloated. I don't mind playing it one time bloated, if that makes sense. What did I say that like? What did I say like Nozomi? She is like a facet of my personality at this point. Bug buzz. Can I take that? It'd be a lot of game to play no matter what. That's crazy. Oh man, I know I like the Black Flash, but like this is so good. You can head into Earth. If you don't destroy it, it hits the Earth and you're doomed to get the bad ending. Enigma. Wasn't great. And if it fails, you move on to the rocket. Oh, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. I think, like, however this is, like, I think it is cool. I can only get rid of Scald for this, or Silverwind. But I like the Black Flash, even though it never procs. But, like, is it not hype? And we agreed that for every Black Flash, Sis has to read a chapter of JJK. So I gotta keep it. Someone else will get Bug Buzz. Biba has Bug Buzz. Mutter. Bug Buzz is one of my favorite moves, though. Anyway, then they went into the world map, which again, 100 line. Not because it's a world map. Many games have a world map, but specifically the way this is implemented reminds me of it. There's like a board game out there, random events, some skirmishes. We got a couple overhead views of the teams, and in there we saw a couple more characters. There was a like pink-haired monk girl with like buns, lock in. There was like this blonde knight girl that was in like every shot. I don't know if she's like on every route or something. But I was shocked at how many times they showed her to not have shown like a portrait or a name for her. She was like all over this section. Some blonde knight girl. She had like a long, I think she had like a long ponytail or something, or like a, you probably know the one if you were watching, but I don't think we got a name or like a portrait or anything. There are random battles on the map. This reminded me almost of like Final Fantasy Tactics, where you'll just get to a square and there might be a battle. They seemed pretty small scale, which I hope is the case, because I don't need them to be big. Give me quick little battles that maybe I can even run from if I don't want to do them. And I'll be fine with that. Much more importantly, if we weren't already feeling like this is like heavily Echoes inspired, dungeons are back, which I think is really fun. I mean, are the dungeons like anything big in Echoes? No, it's just kind of a place to run around, but it's a cool novelty. And in the dungeons in this game, it looks like it'll probably be the same. Oh, is it Oh! Whoops. No, never mind. No spoilers. In this game, it looks probably like the same thing, just kind of like maps to run around and find items. But there are battles in the dungeons, and the battles in the dungeons are not traditional Fire Emblem battles. They are like turn-based RPG battles. Like your couple of party members are on screen and you take turns to select your moves, which I think it looks a little cope, But I think it could be a lot of fun as like just like a formula mix-up. I guess we'll see how they are. But just like the way it looked was like it was like a culture shock. I was like, is this Fire Emblem? Why does it look like Golden Sun? One of the dungeons was definitely an underground robot factory. I think that was the Slitherfucks, for sure, or you know, related to that. Yeah, Echoes. I mean, the dungeons were just the dungeons in that were just like something to run around in. Oh, this is the guy who lost it. They were just like fun little things, fun little maps to run around in, but I liked them. It was a nice like thing to add, you know? Oh. In the factory, Pixel? So you think I'm like prequel? Or refurbished sequel. Refurbished in the sequel. Refurbished factory in the sequel. Or new because prequel. This cave we're in? Okay. I think they probably will, Sis. If it's a prequel, origin story. If it's a sequel, where are they now? The thing about them, Sis, is that Three Hopes... I need you to know that Three Hopes opened, like, Pandora's box on them and their lore, and raised more questions than answers, I would say. Anybody agree with that? They introduced an entire counter-religion with a counter-god and a counter, ancient society, and didn't really answer anything about them. I mean, you know, beyond, a base level, but they just introduced more. What else was there on the world map? There were, events. There was a place called Fina Zebrek Fix. Yeah, it is really funny. That seemed to be a little town or something. I just pointed at that because I was like, yo. But what they were actually showing in this section was that the lords all have unique map abilities. Dietrich can call enemies out for sneaking around. Theodora can find battalions. I'm always late to roll call. Theodora can recruit battalions that can do things on the map or just be used in battle. Did we know battalions were back? I think we probably did. But that was definitely the most attention they've drawn to it. So that was cool. Yeah, maybe it's something only she can do. Kai seemed to have a taming mechanic, he could tame wild animals. I wonder if it works so there are a bunch of mounts in this game. We've seen elephant, we've seen ostrich, there's your classic horses. I wonder if it works there's at least in the Final Fantasy Tactics games, there is a chocobo knight. Where you have to first tame a chocobo before the chocobo knight can really do anything. You have to get their mount. It's not just something that comes with them. I wonder if it's gonna be something like that, Kai can find mounts for his ostrich knights. They showed him taming an ostrich. And I was like, what could this be for if not to, like, have some sort of animal, like, raising sim or you know, to use them as mounts. So that seemed interesting. And then Lita seemed to be able to basically farm materials by performing in towns and being popular. Engages pet gathering. Oh yeah, what did that do? I do sort of remember that. Was that just for fun? Why are you giving me so many ostriches? Now, we're about to get into spicy territory, okay? We're about to get a little spicy. First off, if you haven't watched the Fire Emblem Fortunes Weave Direct and care at all about spoilers and have for some reason been listening up to this point, now would be the time to stop listening because they divulged the big twist. Which I think, upon further reflection, I'm fine with. Initially, I was like, okay, guys, whatever. So they show, they've gone over the mechanics, and now they're showing like a quick cutscene of like all you guys fighting, and then it slowly zooms out of the arena. And where the heck are we going? I also think this is, so they zoom out and like the sun sets on the heroic games, and it's like, oh, what are we fading to? And then it shows the year, and as soon as the year appeared on screen, I went, oh, shut up. And then the year started to count up, and I was like, no, dude. And sure enough, 5 years pass. And all the heroes, it shows their statues all decrepit and destroyed, and I was like, oh man, okay. We're doing a 5-year time skip again. It's a little corny. The statues are raw. It's a little corny, but all right. Here we are. What's happening? And this is when the plot seems to kick in with the evil demon lord, the anti-Sothis, has like taken over. Like, you know, we're in the world of ruin. The heroes have died, and then it shows Sothis. Who I actually love the Sothis design in this game. I think she looks super cool. And I like how sassy she looks. It shows her being like, what she says, like something like, oh, you're here, or something like that. Whatever it is. Yeah, she sings the stupid Rhea song that I hate. I actually hate that song. I hate that song. I think it sounds annoying. But like, it's definitely, you know, like it signals like, oh man, like that's the song. And she summons like a spectral soul being, and you're like, what the heck? And she sends it out, and the narrator goes, and I think, was it Sis that said this was sick? I agree. The narrator says, this is your protagonist. And it was like, what? I guess you get, I mean, supposedly, it seems like you get the main character halfway through the game. Which is kind of cool. Wouldn't be the first game I've played that has done that. So I can't even say that, like, I can't even be a hater. Because that game does it cool. You get... What's their name? Emil? What's the character's name? Ishmael? Ishmael. Eshmalise. Okay, hold on. I'm playing as a girl and naming her Eshmalise. Locked in. Can't escape. The pale raven shown earlier in the trailer is this avatar. Here's my take. I think they look cool, but I'm also kind of a hater. I think there's an element to them where I'm like, you look like you're trying too hard, kind of. I don't know. There's something a little try-hard about the designs for my tastes. I need to be convinced, I guess. I was a little bit like, boo, we have 4 cool characters, why do we need, like, this 5th one? But I guess we'll see what happens. Basically, the protagonist is summoned in the world of ruin as humanity's last hope. And the real twist to Fortune's Weave, and this is the Fortune's Weave, is that the goddess Fortuna sends the protagonist back in time to save the heroes and, like, alter their stories, kind of like a Digimon time stranger of sorts. Oh god. And there was an interesting line by the narrator where they said something along the lines of, like, you have 2 choices. You can go it alone, or you can recruit the heroes and save the day, or something like that. And I feel like, you know, like, when a narrator says you have 2 choices, I feel like you are supposed to read into that. It's very, like, it's very coded language, I think. But I think what it really means is that it's not that you have, like, a branch, like, you don't have a literal 2 choices. I think all it means is you have the option of just going straight for the end like this without doing anything, or you can do whatever you want. Go back and save Lita, go back and save Kai, go back and save Lita and Kai, go back and save all 4. Like, you have the option to engage with it or not, pretty much. That is how I interpreted it, and that seems to be, like, what they were getting at. Go back and save him so you can kill him yourself. And this, I think, is pretty cool as a concept. I saw someone describing this game as a reverse Three Houses now, based on what we found out today, where it is not a game that starts at one point and branches off into multiple stories, but it's a game that starts off as multiple stories and converges into one sort of climax, which, again, I'm all here for. I think I would like that more at this point in my life. At this point in my gaming career, I think I want that more. The time skip is the start, or comes after a prologue where you sample everyone. Oh, interesting. I mean, we don't know for sure how it will play out. They're definitely going to have to show the premise. They're gonna show the, like, demon queen, whatever she is, at the beginning, and they're probably gonna show the protagonist being summoned. But yeah, I don't know where they go from there. It'll be interesting to see how they structure it. Because I think the way they frame it here is they want you to think that, like, you jump in with the 4 heroes, and then the World of Ruin happens, and all of a sudden, boom, real protagonist. But it's possible that they'll start you with that, and then you go into the heroes, and then reconverge. I think that might make more sense, actually. So they can give you a choice. Like, there's a point in the story where you choose which way you're going. Yeah, I don't care about her. I honestly... So here's my take. As interesting as the time travel stuff seems like it could be, the plot there is Snoresville. I hope it's more substantial than just Lord of the Underworld took over the world, saved the day, heroes. Like, that's a little... Compared to what they were advertising up until now with the games being the game, I thought that was a lot more interesting of a premise. I hope they don't throw away that just to be like, here's this generic plot that you are working towards. I guess we'll see. There's also a baby. And that baby is going to be a knife, for sure. That baby might be Rhea. That baby might be Rhea. That baby could be anything. If it's a sequel, though, might not be. That baby could be Flaney. If it's a sequel, though, that baby could be Kyoshika. Oh my god. Will. That wasn't supposed to be a connected thought. It could be a sequel and be a totally new character. But it could be a prequel, and that could be Flaney in there. Uh-oh. We just made that Don fan real strong. But yeah, the time skip, guys. I'll reserve my full judgment. Obviously, I'm very excited for this game, and I'm more excited than ever after today. But I was a little, like, uncertain what to make of the time skip. I was a little kind of like, about it. Like, there are elements of it that I think seem... I don't know. I think what we had, like everything around the heroic games, is a very unique Fire Emblem. And to then kind of like go back to something more generic, I'm a little worried about. But I have faith. Yeah, it seems like you might just pull them forward in time. I'm fine with that, I guess. There's a lot of characters. To design them all twice would be a lot. Yeah, I saw an interesting comparison. I definitely thought this myself as well. It's kind of like Awakening if you were playing as Lucina, which I think is cool. Like, you're the one going back to meet with the heroes and, like, prevent the calamity. Yeah, Lucina's cool. Kids in a game that is already like 3 houses would be so much. I want to see Groudon too. This guy just spilled it. They won't even let me see its tail. It's got me feeling really frustrated. Oh no, I blabbed about Groudon. Funny stuff. Magma always seemed more bumbling than Aqua. I think that's the bulk of it, though. I had some miscellaneous observations. What else? I just wrote a bunch how I'm kind of happy that... I already elaborated on this. I'm kind of glad that the structure doesn't seem to be 4 distinct full-length stories. And I think if executed correctly, this whole like time travel thing could be really cool too. Yeah, they showed the 4 gods, and you know, maybe more. But they showed a couple of them when they were showing the what was it, the whatever the chapel mechanic was. But there was Fortuna, who seems to be, you know, obviously the big plot character. Fortune's Weave, she's the one who facilitates the time travel. And guys, the Fortune's Weave is Fortuna sending you to the past into these weaved storylines. That's what the name means. That's what it is. Now it makes sense. But there was also, yeah, Mars, who looked raw. Smirnos? Who was that one? And Aurora. And something interesting about them is that they also had crests. The only one I wrote down was that Fortuna has the Goneril crest, which I thought was funny. The goddess of time or whatever, she's the Hilda. I did not see what the other 3 had. I think Mars had Mikhail, who I could not for the life of me remember who had that. I guess it's, what's her name? Monica, who has that. I think Mars had that one. And I did not recall who the other 2 had. But they all have crests, which I think is interesting. Which crest? Is it Mikhail or McCoy? M-A-C... Masweel or something? I don't know. The big dragon in the desert. That guy. Macwell. That one. What are we against? Is it a Golbat I see? Yeah, Monica has that one. But the other 2 had them too. I just didn't... I don't know them to see. I don't know my crests like that. I'm not the father of crestology. Windcaller's Genesis. Raw. I want to play that route next, if I play that. I want to play playable Monica. I thought it was cool that they, like, made her a character. I know who has most of them. But even then, I don't remember them all. That's cool, Sponsa. I like that. Mars has Daphne. Oh, okay. Daphne. Who's Daphne? Is that, I don't know. Who has Daphne? Ingrid. Mars needs moms. Laura has Albin. That's Yuri, right? And Kai. Oh. Up ahead, Groudon sleeping. Yeah, everybody already told me this. Other than that, I don't have much, guys. I mean, that was a fun... That covered, what, 2 hours? I think I said my piece. I'm excited. That game comes out in a month. Very excited. Definitely more excited for this than I was for Engage. And before that... I was pretty excited for Three Houses. And I'm just going because Kingo was saying last time he was this excited for a Fire Emblem. I think I was pretty excited for Three Houses. I know I was. I don't think I was that excited for Engage. Oh, group draft run lead to dibs? Fire Emblem pre-release is fun. It's the closest thing to like Pokemon, where like you get your like drip feed characters kinda. I think that's like the fun part of it. But like obviously all the mechanic stuff is cool. They did show you can see character growths in game now, which is a huge step. For the min-maxes, you can see how like your character growths are like in game now. You don't have to wait for the data miners to do that for you, which is cool. I think that's a fun thing to do. That reminds me of like how Pokemon nowadays is just like, yeah, you can just like find your IVs in game now. Like we'll just let you do that. Ooh, we're out of triple dive after this? That's a pretty big deal. I think we have a maxi fight coming up. Candleson Sleep Talk? Oh man, what's the... Thank God. Lepaberries or perhaps... Hear me out. Maybe we can just put Gooby in the box and take him right back out. Maybe that'll work. Portable PC? Who knows? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Well, let's do this then. Hold on. Eating Whataburger? Yummy, yummy. I'm going to see the Odyssey tomorrow. I have the day off. Pretty excited. Okay, so Gooby's asleep. We'll see how it is. I've been hearing great things about Spider-Man as well, yeah. I'm not caught up, so I will not be seeing that. Yeah, this is totally, like, valid. You can do this. But it does feel a little cheesy. No, I only saw Homecoming. I haven't seen any of them. Tom Holland is everywhere. He is inevitable. Yeah, I've been hearing great things, so... I don't know. I wonder, like, I mean... I probably have to have seen the others, right? $1 billion. Why do MCU? That's how I feel about it in general. But like seeing the other Spider-Man movies, fair. Like I respect that. That's what I'm saying. Isn't it weird that it hasn't come up yet, Pixel? Maybe they don't have them. It's a lot of characters to make up a personal skill for. Maybe they're running out. Yeah. That's the thing. You can't go wrong with Spidey. Spidey's nuts. In perhaps related news to what is on screen right now, I received a little book in the mail over the past week. A book that I pre-ordered a while back. That I was quite surprised to receive because I'd forgotten about it. It is the Pokécology book, an illustrated guide to Pokemon ecology. I haven't really looked at it yet, just because I want to sit down and enjoy it. But I'm flipping through it now. It would be fun to, like, bring up a couple of the facts, like, here. We could read about our team members, at least. That could be fun. Swablu! Oh, cute that. This book looks wonderful, though. It is like an ecology book, but full of adorable, wonderful, cool illustrations and fun facts about Pokemon. I'm really excited to take a closer look at it. What my biggest want out of this is I want to read it and I want to come away with it with newfound respect for at least like 2 or 3 Pokemon. I want to walk away from it and be like, oh, yo, like I really like that guy a little more now, you know? Just like knowing this fun little fact about them. But cool book. Every page has like multiple illustrations. I feel like it's a must-have if you're like a big Pokemon fan. But I don't know, I haven't read it yet. Maybe it sucks. Groudon. I don't remember if we gave Maxie a voice. Does it really matter? Nothing could awaken you from your sleep bathed in magma. This blue orb is what you sought, wasn't it? I brought you the blue orb. Let it shine, awaken you. And show me. Show me the full extent of your power. Blue! He's gone. Groudon, what's wrong? Groudon, wait for me. Wasn't the blue orb the key? Groudon, where have you gone? Oh, so it was you. I've seen you poking around uninvited here and there. Look at this maxi mullet. I get it now. You must have pulled a cheap trick. Raw banger. Something I realized while I was doing research for this playthrough. I don't know, like, what they were on, but for a third version, You would think that they would kind of try to balance the elements of Ruby with the elements of Sapphire, kind of. But they really didn't. You fight Maxie like 3 times, and you fight Archie once. Isn't that kind of weird? I don't know why they did it like that. And Archie is the last one you fight. Like, he's like the final boss. Like, they hold Aqua with higher esteem, kind of. Which I guess, given where the whole last act takes place, it kind of makes sense, but I don't know. Crowbats. This is a raw matchup. Unfortunately, it is not. We're not staying in. Got sponsor written all over it. This team is pretty cracked. I was able to turn my brain off today, which is good. They've got it covered. Guys, I went into work yesterday morning. Monday morning, already kind of a little grumpy because my weekend was a little not great. I was kind of sick on Saturday, so I kind of lost a day, pretty much. It was a pretty short weekend for me. I go in Monday morning, I get off the elevator on my floor, and the hallway smells like piss. And I was like, God damn it, did the mice get out? Because there are like a bunch of labs around. And I was like, did like an animal like pee on something? And then I get into my office, and my office smells like mildew. And just, it's really humid. And I walk in and I like see a couple of my coworkers talking, and I was like, am I nuts, guys? Or does it smell like a toilet in here? Like, is anybody else smelling this? And they were like, huh, now that you mention it, yeah. I was like, now that you mention it, like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not nuts, right? And I tough it out for about an hour. But an hour passes, and we have our morning stand-up, and I said to my boss, I was like, hey, I'm gonna go look for somewhere else to work today. Is that cool? And she was like, please, by all means. So I packed up my stuff and went across. Grav apple? Wow. So I did not work at my desk click at all yesterday. I might as well have worked remotely. I went in this morning expecting much the same. I didn't expect much to have changed overnight. However, I went in this morning and everything was A-okay, so they figured it out, I guess. I'm gonna supersonic and see what happens. Okay. But I don't know what it was. There must have been some kind of leak or something. One of my coworkers was like, yeah, down the hall the floor is like sticky. There's like a puddle. Pretty sure like something happened down the hall. And it's just like in our HVAC pretty much. But it was gross. I was like feeling nauseous over it. I was like, there's no way I'm working in this. Oh right, you have Grav apple. Sorry, Goob. It was not the smartest choice. I mean, Justovius will be fine, I just don't want him to get all the EXP. But I think at this point I'll bring him in. Wonk. Hooray! What makes you so adept at handling Pokémon? There has to be some reason why Groudon fled. That's what you're trying to say, aren't you? You think I didn't know that? With Groudon gone, there's no longer any need for this blasted volcano. I'm going after Groudon, so this is where we part. So I guess the implication is like, this is what they really needed the meteorite for. They were trying to like force awaken Groudon because he was down here. It's weird that they hit up Mount Chimney twice, essentially. They came back. Is your middle name James? And I was like, no? Oh, funny story about this Magma hideout. I think I told the story before, but one time in middle school, I traded my copy of Fire Red, I think, with my friend's copy of Emerald for like a week or two or something. And I don't know what we envisioned as an end game here. Like, why would you trade your Pokemon game that's in progress? But that's what we did. And his game was like here, and I was like, what the heck is this place? As a Ruby only player. I was like, Magma hideout? Tor Coal? So shoutouts to all of these drills they have. I guess they needed it to build this place, right? Really seems unsafe to dig into an active volcano like this. I don't know if they thought that out. So now do we go straight to... Where do we even go from here? Do we go to Slateport? Do we go to Slipport now? Was there even a plot beat to tell me to do so? Because, like, on Mount Pyre, I think in the original they would say, like, to go... Maybe not. Yeah, I think, like, whoever grabs the orb is like, and now to go get that submarine, or whatever. But because you added this in, like... Do they even say anything like that? I'm gonna go to Slateport and see what happens. It's either here or Lily Cove, right? Naf, why did she ask if your name was James? Is there more to that? Oh yeah, okay. Captain Stern says they discovered something at the bottom of the sea. I wonder what it is. I was hoping it was a famous star so I could get an autograph, but who's that being interviewed? Isn't that stinky old Captain Stern? James and the Giant Peach? I feel like that still doesn't answer. What's going on here? Did the good captain come back with a big fish in his way? Blah, 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 blah. Yo, Gabby and Ty. I always thought this was cute. It's Gabby and Ty. Yes, indeed. We intend to move ahead with our exploration. That's wonderful, Captain Stern. Thank you for taking the time from your busy schedule to talk to us. We hope we can interview you again with news of more discovery. We'll edit it in post. Ugh, that was my first time to be filmed for TV. That was nerve-wracking. Oh, Pesto, you're looking great. We made a huge discovery on our last seafloor exploration. We found an underwater cavern on Route 128. We think it's the habitat of a Pokémon that's said to have been long extinct. Gar, 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 gar. Captain Stern, I presume. We of Team Aqua will assume control of Yar submarine. Your objections are meaningless, me boy. We expect your total cooperation. Yar har har, just watch and learn what Team Aqua has planned. What was that all about? It sounded like someone using a megaphone. Bard, yell. It's from the harbor. The submarine. They're trying to take it. Pastel. Team Aqua theme or Team Magma theme? Question of the day. Not ye again. You're tenacious to track us here, that much I'll give ye. But now no one can stop us, no one. Or will you follow us back to our hideout in Lily Cove City? Why? Why would Team Aqua steal my Submarine Explorer 1? They can't be after the slumbering Pokemon at the bottom of the sea, can they? Ah, but even if I were to chase them, I don't stand a chance. Was he always that? I just gave him a voice, kinda. I don't think so. I don't remember what his voice would have been. Alright. Well, we're not gonna do this. My mayor sucks, that sucks. I don't know if my mayor's any good. I don't really know what my mayor does. I'm not very in touch with my local politics. One video of that could be fun. It would be so hard to do a whole stream or something in character though. Oh, one video of a Let's Play in that voice. That could be fun. Yeah, welcome back to part 32 of Super Mario Sunshine. Last time we make up something that happened last time. Check all the boxes. Alright guys, next week. We're gonna do the Aqua Hideout. And then we're going back to Paprika, so we should see Paprika again next week. It's been so long, it's been a month at least. But she will return. Me and the goob here are just gonna chill until next time. It's all going to pick up from here, too. It's all going to go, I think, pretty fast going forward. I was doing some estimates. Take this with a grain of salt, mind you. But I guess while we're on the topic of Fire Emblem, it would make sense to bring this up. Why not? I think just as an estimate, by what's probably left of this could change, but I think, so our next Friday game is Ape Escape, starting this Friday, which I'm very excited about. And I also said after that we're going to do Sonic Rush. I think it's possible that by the end of Sonic Rush, we might be done with Pokemon? Maybe? Definitely getting close, if not already. So, you know, maybe after Sonic Rush, it might finally be time for Path of Radiance. We will see, but be on the lookout for that. I think that playthrough is dependent on this, is what I'm trying to say. I don't want to start that till Pokemon's done, even though that's a Friday game. I just don't want 2 really long projects alongside 100 Line. So I want Tuesday to open up to be our short games for us to start Path of Radiance on Friday. Essentially. But that's the current outlook. We might have to do one more game after Sonic Rush. I have a couple of short ones we can slot in if need be. And whatever we don't get to, we'll move to Tuesday. Ooh, is this? Okay. Who is Kira? Are you like a lovey-dovey couple, probably? Oh, they're probably on this ship. That's it, though. That's it for tonight. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for listening to me gab about Fire Emblem. Super excited for that game. Comes out in a month. Be there. Now I will be. And yeah, a little break you off a piece for upcoming schedule, maybe. What the rest of the year probably looks like. Alright. Okay, guys. Have a good week. See you for Ape Escape. That'll be a lot of fun. I have a pretty simple face cam in mind for that one. Nothing too ambitious for once. But maybe I'll have an idea between now and then. That's it. Bye-bye. Have a good week.